Yep. All right, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. On streaming, there's about 20-second delay. So if you can hear me, let me know, and then I'll keep going from there. Let's see. If you can hear me, let me know. Loud and clear. Good, 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 good. All right, let's jump in. Usually, guys, we stream on the KOM Plus app, KOM YouTube, but I'm at home, so it's what we got to do. It's Saturday night. It's 2:30 in the morning. Let's dig in. Let's see what's going on. All right, first off, new severe thunderstorm watch has now popped up. So this severe thunderstorm watch has popped up across southwestern parts of Missouri. I haven't even checked how late this goes out. I'm going to say probably, see, it's 2:30. I'm going to say it probably goes out till 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning hours. That was my alarm to wake me up to check the storms. All right, so severe thunderstorm watch along and south of I-44. So you can see in the yellow, we have our severe thunderstorm warnings, which are popping up across the region. And this is for Newton County, McDonald County, Benton County, and the parts of Delaware County. Now, we did have a tornado warning in Delaware County. That has expired, but there is a tornado tag on these warnings in southern parts of Newton County and also McDonald County into Benton County. So we want to watch that. Look at this huge cluster of storms that is worked in. So it's very loud. It's a very electric night. Everybody across the entire four-state area. So we're looking southeast Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas into southwest Missouri. So everybody is getting very electric storms across the region. And that's what we're going to continue to see as we go through the next several hours. Things will start to calm down a bit later on tonight. But let's go ahead and zoom in. So we're going to zoom into our severe storms right now. So again, look at all the lightning, very heavy amounts of rain, but you can see the yellow boxes. So southern Newton into McDonald County and Berry County. Let me change up the radar just a little bit. So what we're really watching is we've had QLCSs, which is quasi-linear convective system, which is kind of pushed through northeastern Oklahoma, now getting into northwestern parts of Arkansas. So with this QLCS, we've gotten some little spin-up tornadoes, and that's why we had the tornado warning right through central parts of Delaware County. That has dropped, but we still have a tornado tag, which is moving into southwestern McDonald County, southern parts of Newton County. So that is something we want to watch very closely. Let me check one thing here. Let me change one thing up. Just take a look here real quick at any latest warnings. So give me a second. Let's see here. All right, so just thunderstorm warnings, which is good. Good, 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 good. All right, so we're looking at, let's see, really this structure of the line here. So northeastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, getting into McDonald County and also Newton County. So that is the structure of the storm that is producing at least some kind of rotating. So this is mid-level rotation, but you can see this little line here. That's something to watch. You got that little guy there. A couple things we want to watch: mid-level rotation as this continues to push off toward the east. Let's go through time here. So let's go to about 5:30 a.m. The reason it clears out in southwest Missouri, all this, is because our warm front is lifting through. And again, that sets the stage for what could happen tomorrow as that warm front lifts a little bit farther toward the north. So we're going to see periods of showers, thunderstorms through the morning hours. And then by 10 or 11 o'clock, this is when things really start to ramp up. Thanks, babe. I appreciate it. My wife made me a coffee. All right, so things will start to ramp up just a little bit, especially 10, 11 o'clock, and then we get the main line that drives through, and these are going to be the ones right here, right about Easter time, when everybody's eating, that is going to have the chance to rotate. But of course, we want to get through what's going on outside for us right now, so I'm going to back this up. Let's back this up, and I'll go through a few comments as well. But again, severe thunderstorm watch, southwest Missouri. Let me see how long that one's out till. Let me check that here. Let's see. This goes till 8 a.m. Jeez. All right, severe thunderstorm watch, southwest Missouri until 8 a.m. But again, not a ton of warnings right now, but still something we want to watch very closely. All right, let me look at a few comments here. Everybody says they can hear me. I went to bed at about 10:30, 10:45. I set my alarm for 2:30, or actually 2 o'clock. Lindsay called me, said these storms were rolling in, so I decided to jump on here. Mary said the sirens went off in Grove, which is good, but that tornado warning has expired, so that is good to hear. Denton, Granby, yeah, very loud right now. No warnings in Granby right now, but again, we have this line which is driving into the region, so we're going to watch that. Carthage, Joplin, right on the border of the severe thunderstorm watch. Yes, you are correct. So I'll explain what's going on here. Let me back up here. Let me draw. So we have a warm front that is kind of slicing right along that I-44 corridor. So all this air mass south of this warm front has become a little bit more unstable. In fact, if you walk outside right now, you're going to notice that the temperatures, it feels a little bit warmer right now than it did at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock this evening. And it's because that warm front is shoving north. And with that warm front, we are seeing that more unstable air mass kind of pushing through. Let me go back here. I want to check one thing because I saw our new warning jumped out. Okay, so we're still getting quarter-size hail, but we're getting winds at 70 miles per hour. That is moving pretty good. All right, so let's look at that. So look at this cluster. It's hard to see, but you can see kind of the yellow boxes popping up along and south of I-44, and those are our severe thunderstorm warnings that we're watching. So let's zoom into that region. So we have severe thunderstorm warning right now. Benton County, McDonald County, Newton County, moving into Berry County. Let me change the radar up and you're going to get a little better look at this. But this is a pretty intense storm. So let's zoom in. Southwestern parts of McDonald County into northwestern parts of Benton County. So all this is pushing off toward the north and to the east. So we do have severe thunderstorm warnings for Knoll, Pineville, Anderson, Goodman, up toward Neosho and Granby. Just outside of Monette, Pierce City, but it does clip the western side of Berry County in southwestern parts of Missouri. So we are getting very intense storms. And again, the air mass is just going to get a little bit more unstable as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. This whole batch is going to lift through over the next couple hours, keeping it super loud. And then we get into whatever we're going to see tomorrow. So looking at velocity, we still have a little mid-level rotation right there on the north side of the storm. And then you can see this gust front. See this gust front right here? So this is where we are getting 70-mile-per-hour winds. So on the north side of Grand Lake, down toward Knoll, so where everybody goes and floats, Pineville, up toward Anderson. So in that little circle, we are getting 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is going to continue as this storm continues to push off toward the north and to the east. Let me back up here. Man, that is a lot of rain. Let me see if there's any new warnings, and then I'll go through a few questions here. Okay, so nothing new on warnings, which is good. All right, let me go through. A lot of people saying they can't sleep. Yeah, thunder and lightning wakes you up. The only warnings we have right now are Newton County, McDonald County, Benton County. So extreme southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas. Everybody else just good old showers and thunderstorms. We want to watch this because the instability is going up. So that's why we're getting a few rotating storms. That's why I'm on here right now. Or I would be back in bed because I was sleeping very nicely before this. Let's see here. My weather radio keeps going off in Carthage. Yeah, I mean we have this new watch which is out, so we're gonna watch that. Good thunder, good thunder. Luna, yeah, Grove. The worst is past Grove right now, but you still have more storms which are building in behind it. Summer, Matthews, yeah, you're traveling. Everybody's out tomorrow because tomorrow's Easter. Just be storm aware because we have these storms kind of pushing through the region, especially tomorrow. And we do have a tornado threat, which is really going to ramp up once we get into late morning into the early afternoon tomorrow. Let's see. But right now we have our severe thunderstorm warnings in Newton County, and also McDonald County. I keep getting a lot of thunder and lightning out here. Look at the heavy amounts of rain, which is dropping. All right, so let's drop back. All right, severe thunderstorm watch, southwestern Missouri, and this is until 7 or 8 a.m. I can't remember which one it was, but you can see our severe thunderstorm warning. So Newton County, McDonald County, Benton County, and a sliver of Berry County. And this is due to this intense line, which is pushing through. In fact, even on this radar scan, you can see a little bit of bowing right here. So that is our very strong winds. So now pushing through Knoll into Pineville, Anderson, eventually getting into Bentonville as well. But these are winds at 60 to 70 miles per hour. So those type of winds can do damage across the region, which of course we got to keep our eyes on. Let's see here. No. All right, so we got to watch as these intense winds continue to push off toward the east. So central McDonald County, and again, winds at 60 to 70, that can do damage. So we got to keep our eyes on that. Besides that, I'm not seeing anything rotating. This is kind of clustering together, which is good news, meaning we're not seeing much in the way of anything tornadic, but I definitely want to watch it. Here on the velocity. So the way velocity works is if you're a boater, when a boat's coming toward you, you see the green light. When the boat's going away from you, you see a red light. So same thing on the radar. So toward the radar is red, away from the radar is green. So if you ever see anything like this, like that little guy, that shows you're seeing something that's moving or rotating. So we have some mid-level rotation, still southeastern parts of Ottawa County, but I'm mainly watching this wind shift line here, or gust front, which is pushing through Benton County into McDonald County. So that is producing some pretty heavy winds across the region. So we want to watch that. I think that's the biggest concern right now. Benton County, McDonald, and Newton County are the extreme winds. Let's back up. Let me check out any latest warnings. Man, that is a lot of rain. We've had a ton of rain over the past couple days. All right, so there's our current warnings. Central Eastern Newton, Central Eastern McDonald, Sliver of Berry, and then also Benton County. Let me back out here, and then I'll look at a few questions. Okay. Let me read up here for you guys real quick. Yeah. So I'm looking, just so you guys know what I'm doing. I'm looking at a site with National Weather Service storm chasers, emergency management, just so I can kind of get an idea of what other people are seeing. New warning enhance. Yep. Okay. All right, so we're getting 70-mile-per-hour winds along that little band that is pushing through Newton County and also McDonald County into Berry County, which, of course, 70-mile-per-hour winds can do some damage. So let's go back here. Let me look at a few comments, and then we'll take a tour here. Joshua, I'm not seeing anything tornadic right now, but we're kind of right on the edge. We're right on that tipping point, so that's why we're doing a stream, because we want to make sure we're on top of it. If we do see that tip over into a warning, I'll let you guys know. But no tornado warnings at this time. Let's see here. Denton, this afternoon. Yeah, we got to watch it. And a lot matters on what happens right now. How fast are these storms going to get out of here is going to tell us what Sunday afternoon is going to be like. Kenny, yeah, Reed Timmer, man, he's a good dude. We went to college at the same time. He was at OU, I was at KU. We chased a few times, but yeah, he's a good meteorologist, and I'm sure he's going to be on top of it out in central Missouri as we go through this afternoon. All right, so let's take a tour. Let me dive in here. All right, severe thunderstorm warning. So we're looking Newton County, McDonald County, and Benton County. We still have the tornado watch in purple, which is Delaware County, Benton County, and then farther south into parts of Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm watch, Branson, Springfield, Monette, Pierce City, Aurora, Cassville, Lockwood over toward Neosho, and then also into Newton County. I see a new warning there, so let me get the latest on that. Give me 1 second. 70-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, so pretty much the exact same thing. But you can see the intense storms driving out of northeastern Oklahoma, getting into southwestern parts of Missouri. You can see the darker reds here. So in motion, go right through Grove, right into McDonald County, right into Benton County. And then everybody else is in this orange, which is moderate to heavy rainfall across the region. Let's go ahead and dig in a little bit closer. Severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see actually 2 separate warnings, one for the line, and then out ahead of the line, eastern Newton, eastern McDonald, and then into central Benton County, and then with the line, southern Newton, western McDonald, and western parts of Benton County. Let's get a better look. And let me zoom in here. You can see the structure right here. I'm going to put it on the leading edge. So that leading edge, right where I put the white line, is producing winds at 70 miles per hour, which of course can easily do a lot of damage. So this is pushing right through McDonald County, right through Benton County at this time. I'm not seeing anything rotating. Let me zoom in a little bit. I mean, I can see the wind shift line. You can see the darker red here. You can watch me draw it. So I see the wind shift line, but I'm not seeing anything rotate right now, which is definitely good news. Let's go forward. All right, so let's go through time. We're going to stop at 5:30 in the morning, so here in about 2 hours. Notice how this area clears out. This is a little concerning for me for later today, because this area clears out, which means it becomes more unstable. The reason why is because a warm front, and I'm going to draw the wrong front here, it's going to come up as a cold front, but imagine that being a warm front, is lifting north. And because that's lifting north, that is clearing out south of the front, and that is going to make the air mass much more unstable as we go through the morning hours. All right, so let's back up here, if it lets me. There we go. 2, 3, 4. All right, so still severe thunderstorm warnings, Newton County, McDonald County, Benton County. Okay, so here, let me glance at a model here real quick on the side. And then I'll let you guys know who needs to be concerned over the next hour or two and who doesn't. All right, so give me 1 second. Bear with me here. Okay. I can confidently do this. Okay, so I'm going to draw your circle here. So if you're up with me, all the way down to Tulsa, all the way to Grove, we are going to include Joplin. And then we're going to go up to about Lockwood, up to Stockton Lake, and then we're going to cut it across. Okay, so if you live in this circle, you have good storms tonight, but you're not going to have severe weather, if that helps you out. So there's kind of your go to bed circle. So if you live in that circle, you don't have to worry about any severe weather that is going to rotate through for us tonight, at least over the next couple hours. But things are going to change as we get into the morning hours tomorrow. Of course, I put Joplin in that circle, and it is thundering like crazy outside. But that's where I think the more stable air mass is, at least for the next couple hours. Now, if you live outside of that circle, then we need to watch for the potential for at least low-grade severe storms the next couple hours. All right, let me look through a few comments here. Diamond, I would put you in the go to bed circle. Let me look at anything. We're getting a lot of flash flooding out there. I'm kind of going through latest reports. Oh my gosh, Whitney. Yes, we'll put Loma Linda in in that circle. Go to bed. It's gonna be a loud night wherever you guys are. Trust me, it's gonna be a really loud night. But we have that one sector that we're dealing with the severe weather. Brandy Granby, I would still keep your eyes on that. Anderson, I would keep your eyes on it still for a little bit. Sarcoxy, kind of right on the edge. I would still kind of keep your eyes on that as we go through the next couple hours. All right, so let's go through. Again, let me zoom out here. The area I'm most concerned about with these storms is really from Springfield to Mount Vernon to Neosho, through Benton County, down toward Fayetteville, over through Beaver Lake, Table Rock Lake. This is my sector, my little pork chop. That's my pork chop that I am at least a little bit concerned about over the next hour or two. If you live outside of the chop, it's just going to be loud as we go through the night. But we need to watch inside the pork chop, at least for the next hour or so. If that makes any sense. I'm going to go back through a few comments here. Yeah, Jaden, I love Seven Brew. We get so many coffees at this house. I kind of keep the cups. So we have an espresso machine at home. I don't know how to work it. My wife does though, so she makes me a random coffee at times. All right, let me check on the latest warnings. Man, we're getting a lot of rain. This is just dumping on us. So we are seeing some flash flooding across the region. So watch out for that. All right, let's do another little tour here. So let's zoom in. So we're still getting, let me scroll back here. I want to go back about an hour. So about an hour ago, we had this gap between storms up through Delaware County. So a little area to destabilize, and that's why we got the tornado warnings here. Now, as we continue forward, that gap filled pretty quickly and then is pushed east. So now we just kind of have a cluster of everything. So I think this is a little bit of a good sign. But still, we have that little gust front here, getting winds 60 to 70. So if you live in Neosho, all the way down to Bentonville, you're getting a wind gust of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Besides that, we're not seeing a whole bunch going on, which is good. Let me take that off. Let's look at velocity again. And velocity, I can still see that wind shift line. Let me switch radars. Go south, go south. Let's see. I can see it on here too. See that wind shift line right here? That's a gust front. So that gust front's through Pineville, Anderson, Knoll. That front is pushing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Besides that, I don't see anything alarming out here, which is good. This is interesting. See how you have green here? That means you still got a northerly wind. Now you got red here. So we are starting to see that warm front shift in. So that's why we're seeing the red and green switch here. That warm front is what's going to fire those storms off for us tomorrow. All right, let's go through time. Here's 6 a.m. Still at 6 a.m., we're going to have strong storms here, but I don't think we're going to see much in the way of severe weather, but we are still going to have strong storms in this circle. Let's continue. Let's go to about 8:30 in the morning. Kids up doing their Easter bunny stuff, eating candy, whatever. I'm going to be making a ham at that point in time, but strong storms rotating through. Thunderstorms kind of start to taper off a little bit late morning into the early afternoon, and then the big boys start to roll in, and we're going to have to watch and see how big are these boys, because these guys right in here will start to develop, and these will have the potential to be strong to severe and possibly rotate. However, I do want to mention, I think the better chance for tornadic activity is going to be our far eastern counties. So Stockton, Mount Vernon, Cassville, over towards Springfield. So hopefully that's the case for us tomorrow, and we don't have to deal with much in the way of severe weather. But right now it does look like we're going to get a pretty good band. Before we jump off here, unless if we get some new stuff, let me run through the latest model here. Yeah, good band in the morning. If we can get a good band of storms, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, that may really help us out in the morning hours. So that would be good. If we can get a good band of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, that will help us out. All right, let me look through another chunk of comments. Jenica, Joplin. I'm not really worried about Joplin tonight. It's mainly our southern counties. We do have that short window tomorrow from 11 a.m. until about 2 p.m. we need to keep our eyes on. We're getting a ton of rain. Brittany, yes, Tipton Ford. I think you're okay. I think most of us are okay. I just kind of want to make sure that the storms in southwest Missouri right now start to behave a little bit more. The reason I jumped on here is because they had a very strong tornado characteristic, and that scared me a little bit. So that's why I jumped on. Now it's kind of trending back over toward just good old thunderstorm characteristics. So that's why hopefully we can jump off here. And again, yes, tomorrow, if we can get that big band of storms that really sticks in here, 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, which I think we will. If we can get storms 9, 10, 11, noon, that's going to really help out our severe potential, meaning the severe potential would be lower as we go through the morning hours. So that's what we want to watch for. But I will tell you right now, central Missouri is going to rock tomorrow afternoon. I mean, from Lake of the Ozarks down toward Branson, they're really going to get it. All right, so let's go back. Let's do a little tour here. And we'll see if we can let you guys go or not. So let's go ahead and tour all this. Let me, real quickly, let me get the latest on the latest warnings. Okay, I don't see anything alarming. All right, so let's dig in. Let's go backwards here, and then we're going to go through all this. All right, so north of I-44, there's no severe thunderstorm watches or warnings. Everything is along and south of I-44. North of I-44 is much more stable. South of I-44 is destabilizing, and the reason it is destabilizing is we're kind of preparing for what's going to happen as we get into Sunday, late morning and early afternoon. A warm front is shifting toward the north. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings, Newton County, McDonald County, down into Berry County. But the last couple radar scans that I've seen, it looks a little bit better. So if we watch this, watch it come out of Delaware County, and it's still pretty intense through central Newton County, central parts of McDonald County, down through Benton County, but it has weakened just a bit. Now, I know you guys are seeing a ton of orange, ton of yellow across the region. This is good old showers and thunderstorms. Really, right now, the only severe threat is south of I-44, really picking up just to the west of Fayetteville. Fayetteville to Springdale, Bentonville, you guys are going to get rocked here over the next 30 minutes. Rocked meaning severe winds, 60 to 70, and some large hail. Let me change up the radar just a little bit. Still a pretty intense line right here. So this has a pretty good wind gust. So southeast of Neosho down toward Bentonville. But besides that, the storm looks better than what it did 20 minutes ago. Meaning, when I say better, behaving a little bit more. But you can still see that gust front all the way down through Bentonville. And there may be some mid-level rotation once you get down into Benton County, but I'm not seeing that farther north, which is good. And these storms are going to continue over the next couple hours. So things are looking a little bit better. I think overall for us tonight, we're just going to have a really loud night. I'm going to watch these storms, though. Let me go back to a few comments, and hopefully we can jump off here. Okay, so Dub Gaming. Granby, no. I would go ahead and go to bed, man. I would say most everybody pretty much go to bed. McDonald County, I'm going to keep my eyes on. Berry County, Benton County, I'm going to keep my eyes on over the next hour or so. But I do think things overall are looking pretty good. Mike Frontenac, we got to watch that period tomorrow from about 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. What's going to happen tomorrow is these storms intensify right on top of us. So it could be a situation where they briefly go severe on top of us, and then they produce tornadoes just east of us. And that's a strong possibility. So our window is very short on Easter Sunday, and hopefully, not to say anything about the people to our east, But hopefully that severe weather mainly stays east of the region. Let's see here. Yeah, Amber, you guys had a tornado warning in Grove about 45 minutes to an hour ago, so that's why you had the sirens go off. But not seeing anything tornadic right now. Enjoy life with Kyra Springfield. Yeah, you guys still want to watch this line as it pushes in here in about the next hour. Could be a little rough. Again, overall threat looks to be severe thunderstorm, meaning some quarter size hail and winds 60 to 70 miles per hour. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to do because things have calmed down just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and jump off here, but I'm going to watch it for the next hour or so and then hopefully sleep for about 3 hours before I have to get my ham on the smoker, which I'm hoping to do at about 7 o'clock in the morning. But if things ramp back up and if things look tornadic again, and that was the reason I jumped on here, but they're not looking tornadic right now. But if they go back to that point, then we'll jump right back on and I'll let you guys know. All right, guys. Happy Easter. Fun times.